What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's going on out there for the NFL Nation and the Teamboydtv, I guess, affiliates, fans, friends of the show? I don't know. Anyway, I want to wish everybody a happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, what else out there, Glass? I don't know. I don't want to miss nobody. You know?
Stop talking now, dude.
Okay. Anyway, I want to wish everybody a happy holidays. This is I think this will be like our last show of the year, right? Or do we got one next week? We got
one more.
We got one more. Anyway, it's the approaching Christmas time. Anyway, I'm joined by my boys as always. I am joined by the Raven Shogun. JB is in the building. What's going on, JB? You muted. I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
So, okay, my bad.
There you go.
Not bad. Anyway, what's up, Glass? What up, Q?
Yeah.
YouTube, Twitter, Periscope,
yeah.
The internet.
Yeah. You in a festive mood or no? What's going on with you?
I'm happy to be here, man. Like always.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. The Sage of Sports, Glass from Get With The Sports is in the building. What's going on, big homie?
What up, fam? What up, all the Twitter hustlers out there? Just like Q said, we hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. But let's go home and get this stuff cracking.
Yo, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, fellas. A lot of stuff went down in this little short week. Look. Before we get into the big thing, I don't know if you saw this, Glass. So your boy Aaron Rodgers came to the Carolinas, right? He came down here. We whooped his ass, right? Sent him back to Green Bay, and they put him back on the IR list. Hey, look. What did you think they should have brought him out in the first place?
you know, me and you both agreed, nah, right. It ain't even worth it. But they had a slimmer of a chance to make it. Now that they out of it, yeah. Why risk injury right now? You only got 2 games left.
Yeah. And JB, look, he avoided injury because he took a couple hits. He got a couple sacks on him. Nothing crazy though, but you know, he took a couple hits. But you know, they got him out of there. They put him back on IR. He gonna finish the season on the bench. But ain't but like one or 2 more games left. They ain't going to the playoffs. But you know, you agree? Why I brought him back in the first place? I mean, it wasn't but like a 0.01 chance of them making to the playoffs anyway if they had won in Carolina. So, you know.
Well, we talked about that the week prior. The risk wasn't, you know, the reward wasn't good as the risk, and
right.
You know they got beat pretty handily. Now he out there throwing interceptions in the whole 9. So I mean, clearly that wasn't who they thought he would be. Everybody knew that though. So
yeah, it was crazy, man. And then something else happened in that game, Glass. Our boy Carolina Panthers is all up and through the news this week, but Thomas Davis, you know, he put a hit on somebody. You know, there's a bunch of people like, oh, you know, TD dirty, but this look man of the year. He's a good dude. I don't believe he was dirty. I thought the hit was. I mean, look, it's the thing we've been talking about all the time. You know, in the speed of the game, things happen. But his 2-game suspension got reduced to 1. What you think about the hit? Do you think it was dirty or the suspension? I mean, the suspension was coming. You knew it was coming. I mean, they had to suspend him. I mean, no matter who he is, he had to catch that though, Glass. So, what you think?
Number one, the hit wasn't dirty. It was a bang play. I don't think he's a dirty player. That's just how he plays. You gotta corral that some way somehow to stop them from getting in his pocket. Because you seen him on the sideline hold his head. I don't think he's holding his head. Well, I take that back. He probably hold his head for what he done, but then he's thinking, man, y'all just took $48,000 out of my pocket before. It's Christmas time.
You know what I'm saying?
He's the president. You about to take another whop out my pocket. So yeah.
Nah, Joe. Listen. I was checking your boy Pat out too, but Pat know that we go live every Wednesday at 8:00. So I'm just saying, I don't know what he was thinking about, but that's my homie. I was checking him out. But I'm glad you came over to check this out, man. You know, I mean, you probably got 2 feeds up at the same time, but you know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Joe says dirty hit all day, dirty compared to Ricardo Allen hit. You saying that because you're a Falcons fan and you want my boy to be dirty. That's what it is. JB, what you think about JB?
Well, first of all, shout out to Pat. Shout out to Joe for switching over or watching too. But it ain't a dirty play. It ain't a Gronkowski style play. It ain't the Vontaze Burfict type of situation. It's sudden change. You do that in practice on defense. If you look, if you can remember that play, Adams knew that it was sudden change because he's trying to make a play for his quarterback. Right. Okay, he got caught lacking. It's head on the swivel. Everybody know that sudden change. You either about that life or you get the hell down.
Right.
Simple.
You know, it is wild, man. But you know, like we seeing all these you know, these hits, and I know they're trying to remove this stuff from the game, man. But you know, we'd heard Ray and we'd heard a bunch of other defensive players, you know, on TV come out and say what they had to say about it. I don't know what got to happen, man. I mean, you know, I think them offensive players got a lot to do with that because they know what's happening here. You know, they got to protect themselves too. You know, I mean, I understand, like, you know, defenseless head or whatever like that, but them dudes gotta straighten up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That ain't defenseless, man. It's sudden change. Adams knew that Rodgers threw that interception.
Right.
He going to make a play, just like 58 trying to spring his guy on the interception. They trying to score. They ain't trying to just get the ball and be like, hey, bro, that play over for the offense. You know, you're done. Go to the sideline. No, they trying to return that. So, I mean, while Thomas trying to make a play, Adams trying to make a play, but he was lacking. He got caught. I mean, granted, it's all about being decleated on the national stage, but you got to live with that. It's football.
You know, it is what it is. All right, Glass, I know you enjoyed this one. Go ahead and set up the story from Pittsburgh, man, because with the index cards and all this.
Was that a Pittsburgh game? With the index?
Nah, that was Raiders Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, Raiders Cowboys. That's right. Yeah.
All right.
Awful. But go ahead, Glass.
Okay. Let's talk about that one real quick, because you know what I always say, common sense is one of the things that's free and priceless at the same time, and everybody don't use it. Okay, you use the card. Yeah. Now the card was folded in half, so you got a little space up in between that. Now, if you can slide this is just me. If I can slide the card up in there, that means there's space. Up in there. It means
there you go.
First run, not a first down.
Right. Yes,
that's what gets me like. You didn't prove nothing. You just prove how ignorant you are.
Right.
You know, and did you see his smug when he got up in?
Yeah, I saw that.
Man, come on, man.
Wow.
That's weak, man.
JB, you seem a little bit hot about it. what you got to say about it?
It was crazy.
Well, I got a long time bone to pick with OG and Walt too. Them two referees right there, they always seem to like to screw the Ravens.
Talking about Dean, and my microphone's being weird. Talking about Dean Blandino and what's the other guy's name?
No, not Blandino. It's Gene Stesator and Walt.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, so you take all of that time, you put a card in between, you stand up with the smirk, and it's clearly short, because if you could put obviously that's what you're trying to measure, if he got the line or not. It was pitiful, man. It ended up costing Oakland the game. Of course, after taking back 3 touchdowns, they had a punt return. I think Cooks had a reception for a touchdown, took them all back. So it's pretty obvious who they was rooting for, who they was playing for.
That's what it looked like, man. I don't know. So listen, Joe, you seem you a little burnt about this. He's like, couldn't he have just blocked them? He wasn't looking. He blocked them with intention to hurt him. I know you feel a certain type of way because of the situation and the people involved. I get it. I understand, but Thomas Davis ain't that type of dude, man. But anyway, so
it looked so bad because Adams didn't even know where the hell he came from. You head on the swivel again.
Right. Now I'm gonna tell you what I saw that I thought was just I was sitting there watching the Red Zone channel, and all this stuff was going on. I was like, oh, this is great. But then I was watching the end of the Minnesota game, right? And I was like, wait a minute. Is that Teddy Bridgewater? So they brought him out there, worked him out a little bit, threw an interception or whatever, kind of killed the momentum real quick like Glass. But just seeing him come out there, to me, it gave me a fuzzy feeling. I don't know what you thought about it. Just seeing him, because to me, it seemed like Minnesota still got, they probably gonna want to work on it. Because at first I thought maybe he would never ever suit up as a Viking ever again. But now, I seen what they did, on Sunday. I'm kind of changing my mind about that a little bit.
I kind of got mixed feelings about that. Number one, I'm glad to see him back on the field. You know what I'm saying? With that horrendous injury that he had, anytime you step foot on the field, it's a blessing right there. I don't know if you want to. I ain't gonna say it was showcasing. They were just giving them. It was the end of the season. They was blowing out. Okay, I forgot who they played. They was blowing out the team, so might as well throw them out there to see. Get a little rust off.
That wasn't the Seahawks getting, because Seahawks got their ass handed to them. I forget who it was, but I forgot who.
No, Rams gave.
Oh,
Rams handed that ass to the Seahawks. Right. But yeah, Bridgewater, he wanted to play. I don't know, like I say, it's a horrific injury. I don't know if they want to sit there and trade him. He's gonna be a team player on the team, just staying, as a backup. But then again, Case Keenum.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? I always say, you gonna ride him till the wheels fall off. But then I think Case Keenum's about 8 to 10 years older than Bridgewater. Yeah. So you got to think about the future. So work on it from there.
JB is always trade meat if they still believe in Bridgewater as their guy. And Keenum done amazing things for him this season, right? Got him, where they at now, and they got the number 2 seed in the NFC. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's right.
So I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. but you still got Bridgewater in the back pocket. You know, like Glass said, Keenum ain't getting that no younger. So I don't know. You could use him to trade me. What you got? What you got on the JB?
I just think it's value. They pulling a Bill Belichick. They got Bradford on the roster. They got Bridgewater can throw pass. He up and going. I mean, so if they do good this season, which it looks like they are, they playoff bound, home field advantage bound. You ain't gonna get really nothing in the draft. So you got value in quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
and it's a lot of teams starving for quarterback.
Oh,
right
absolutely. There's some stuff going on.
You notice
right
we're not even talking about Bradford anymore.
No, ain't doing the conversation no more. You know what I mean? I feel like. Oh, because before we get to the big stories, I feel like something else happened that I'm missing. What else happened?
With what game?
Your Panthers up for sale for sure.
We'll get into that. We won't get to that. But I was thinking about.
All right, I don't know if we're gonna talk about this, but I got a beef with the two. There's two rules they need to get rid of.
Okay.
Exactly.
Touchback rule and that catch rule.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not. My daughter's a Steelers fan. She lost her mind when they called back Jesse James touchdown. Now what's the okay? Let me ask you guys this: what's the purpose of playing football? To get into the what?
To the end zone.
End zone to score, correct?
Yeah. By any means necessary.
Yeah. Well, I guess the rules are telling me is that they don't want you to go in the end zone. Jesse James, Dez Bryant.
Yeah.
There was another. I think it was Detroit players. My thing is, once you catch the ball, they don't want. Listen.
This is what it's about, Glad. This is what it's about. This at the end of the day, it ain't about did he have the ball when he crossed the plane, or it's like did he have 100% full control of the rock when he look. Ball.
He made a football play.
Listen, I heard
he went to go stretch out to score.
But see, look,
they trying to tell you don't stretch out and score, just land right there.
I got issue with that.
I'll stop you real quick right now.
Okay.
Jesse James, okay, you didn't give him the touchdown, but you at least give it to him on the 1 yard line where he landed his knee at.
Yeah, I don't know, but he
had a foot in the knee.
Did he have full possession when that happened though?
He had full possession till the ball hit the ground.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying, it's a tricky one, man. Listen, JB, because our man Cam does it a lot too, and I see it. You know, a lot of dudes do this whole stretching for the pylon stuff, man. Like, look. If you let go of the ball and you know you barely got it because you got one hand, listen, man. I'm with the rest. I'm taking that off the board. That don't count.
Okay, that's fine.
That don't count.
But it should have been on the 1 yard line because he had his foot and his knee down. He went to go stretch to get a touchdown. Take away the touchdown.
Did he have 100% refutable, irrefutable that he had the ball in his hand? JB, I don't know. What you think? I mean, I know you probably feel a certain type of way because it was the Steelers, but that whole diving for the pylon stuff and not holding on to the ball, I don't like it. And I'm with the every time they pull a touchdown off the board, I'm with them. I'm just saying.
I personally, it worked out perfectly because I don't give a damn. But I mean, you got to make that. You got to make that indisputable as a receiver, knowing that the catch is convoluted. The call for it is a convoluted thing, a subjective thing. It's on him as a player. Plus, by being a receiver of the ball, to make that as undisputable and clean as possible. And he did not. Now, granted, what happened was a little bit. It was kind of unfortunate for him because he was just trying to make a play. In the ground, I mean, the ground can help you or it can harm you in the NFL. He didn't hold on to that thing, slipped out, and it is what it is.
Looks like Joe talk about. Joe say I thought once the ball crossed the goal line is supposed to see. But here's the caveat to that though, control. I mean, it's control.
That's right.
No. Listen, you saw the game the other night.
Okay, the running back don't have to do all that.
Well, you saw the game the other night.
OJ Howard. He ain't catching no pass either, though, Glass.
Listen,
you have to.
It went the other way the other night. OJ Howard had the ball, right? He got hit low. His bottom half went out of bounds, but he still had his elbow and stuff was still across the line. They gave him a touchdown. They gave OJ Howard a touchdown right there because he held on to the rock. No, that's what I'm saying. No. He held on to the ball.
Glass, full well you got to complete the catch all the way through, bro.
That's all I'm saying. Okay, you know what I blame James and Bryant for going for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Just get the ball and lay down because the same thing with Dez Bryant. He took 2 feet, he made 2 steps, then he went to go lunge. Yeah. That's where he made a problem when he go lunge. The same thing with Jesse James. You had your knee and your foot down, then you lunge. That's my whole point of what I was saying at the beginning.
Yeah.
Now the NFL they don't want us to go for it. They want us to just the show to put it down. So now if Jesse James had at the 1 yard line, y'all know good and well Bell would have ran it in there.
That's right. So and they knew that too. So what about the Miller play from Chicago where he ended up blowing a knee, but he caught the ball, laid down, held it supposedly long enough before he went into himself. You're right. And all of a sudden that's not a touchdown. It's in the referee's control.
It is. It's the human factor. That's always going to be that Glass. The referees are human. Like, we ain't using no lasers and magnifiers, none of that kind of stuff right now.
That's fine.
And listen, it depends on who the ref is. Because look, we done seen Cam Newton do this a million times. He'll reach that.
That's right.
And he'll drop the ball about 50% of the time, but they still give him the touchdown, right? But we see in certain cases it don't work. Like I said, in the Tampa Bay game, they gave OJ Howard that touchdown. And clearly, I was sitting there looking at it.
He's a runner. There's a difference between running and
there's a difference between a runner and the receiving. On a receiving touchdown or receiving reception, period.
Right.
You got to maintain.
Yeah.
You got to maintain. Now then, it get even more convoluted when you're talking about a guy that receive a ball, then there's contact and it's supposed fumble. You have to make this football move. So it's just so many things, man. It's just so many
things. You just don't make a football move. That's all I'm saying, man. They just trying to prevent you to make a football move. Because the same thing with Derek Carr. You mean to me I did all this running to get to the end zone. I go dive for the end zone. I let the ball go. If they get the ball back, the same thing when the Bears played.
If you're going to dive, hold on to the damn ball. It's
simple. No. But so here's the thing with that.
That's like the running back for the Bears, Cohen.
Yeah.
He ran 68 yards up the field. He went to go dive for the pylon. They get the ball back because you let it go when you dove from the pylon. Man, miss me with that mess, man.
Hold on to the ball.
Okay, I ain't say they get a touchdown, but I don't give the ball back because I'm trying to get a touchdown.
What you got,
but I thought as a runner, you just have to break the plane.
No.
That's all you got to do.
See, the way I understand it, it's breaking the plane plus control. It's possession plus control.
Exactly.
I've seen different all season up until the past 3 weeks.
Right. It's been
now in college you could do that.
Right.
Not in pro.
Joe said Carr lost control before the ball crossed the line, and when it's blatant like that, you ain't gonna get that touchdown, bro. I'm sorry, they gonna happen.
Okay, all right. Any other time when you lose the ball and the ball go out of bounds, who gets the ball?
It's a touchback, Glass. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, come on.
No, I'm not. Not toward the end zone. Just on the regular field of play. If I'm running down the ball and y'all bounce the ball out of my hand, it goes out of bounds. I still keep the runner
keep the possession.
Right, you keep possession.
But that's different. We're talking about the end zone. We're talking about the power line. We're talking about the line of the game.
I'm losing possession of the ball because I try to dive for the end zone. When you see, I'm sitting here running 68 yards down the field.
But ain't no way to do that.
Possession got dove for the end zone.
Ain't no way to do that on the 40-yard line on the opposing team's side of the field when you got knocked out of bounds. You dropped. What can you do about that? I mean, ain't no change of possession gonna happen right there.
Y'all G for the touchback.
Well, I tell you what. If it's 8 or 9 seconds on the clock and you fumble it out of bounds and they spot the ball, the time go, you ain't ready, you lose. That happened to us.
Right now, that will happen. But I'm saying,
or it's a tricky ass 10-second runoff or something like that.
So guys, you see what Joe said. Joe was agreeing with me, dude. Like I'm saying, like on the 40-yard line or 46-yard line or whatever, that's fine. Ain't nothing gonna happen right there. But we talking about messing around in the end zone though. It's a different story, dude.
Okay, so what are y'all saying? Y'all don't get the touchdown? Is that what y'all telling me?
No,
you and Joe?
No, if you fumble it through the end zone, it's a touchback, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Okay, once again, back to what I said at the beginning. These players need to say, man, bump the end zone, I'm going to go out of bounds right here and go try another play.
They ain't going to do that because they want them stats.
But the whole purpose of the game is to try to get to the end zone and score.
But do it, man. You still got to have control of the ball, though. I was like, anyway,
all right,
let's get into this one because, look, this one, I mean, I was just enjoying a good Panthers win. You know what I mean? And, enjoying myself. And it was gravy, even though some weird stuff happened with Thomas Davis in the game and all that kind of stuff, and look, this game actually made me a little bit more of a believer in Christian McCaffrey, okay? Because I think we hit with 3 touchdowns in that game or something like that. I don't know, but look, it made me a little bit more of a believer. I ain't saying I'm completely on board, but I see what he can do. But then the game was over, right? And then we see Jerry Richardson talking about, oh well, since I've been playing grab ass in the office or whatever, and they done caught me or whatever, I'm going to put the team up for sale at the end of the season. And then the next day, he stepped down from day-to-day duties and appointed this Janice such and such chick to So here's the thing, right? First, I was a little upset because all I saw was Panthers going up on sale at the end of the season. My first thought was, we talked about this a bunch of times on the show about Carolina Panthers possibly leaving Carolina, but I don't know if that's a huge thing to be concerned about. But at the same time, he put the team up for that. Like, ain't no hesitation in this. He didn't even like think about it for let's wait till some of the thing. Like he said, look, they got me. I'm putting the team up for sale. Glass, look, this one's a little complicated now, but they just put a statue of this man up in front of the stadium. I don't even think it's been out there for a full calendar year yet. I don't even know, but wow, this is crazy.
Man, dude, come on, we ain't worried about what was his name, Jerry Richardson?
Yeah,
this man's 81 years old. He probably tired anyway. He's playing touchy-feely up in the office, want to shave women's leg and all that stuff, checking out their jeans and all that stuff. He's just a dirty old man.
Right. Yeah.
And what's the punishment? He's going to sell the team. He bought the team for what, $206 million?
Yeah.
He's going to sell it for $2.3 million. I mean, $2.3 billion with a B.
Yeah.
He ain't hurting.
Nah, look, it ain't even that. It's just as a Panthers fan, like, this is all I know. For 22 years, this is all I know.
Okay, and as a Panthers fan, you know how to hit. You know who Jerry Richardson is. You know how he gets down.
I know how
you know how racist he is. You know how male chauvinist he is, man.
So he can play with the girls' booty holes and stuff, right? But Cam can't get no tattoos and whatnot. But look, that's beside the point, JB. Listen.
Who owns the team?
Listen.
do what I say, not what I do, bro.
Do you think he worried about something happening? Like, because this move it was real quick. Do you think he worried about something happening like what they caught my man out there in California with the basketball team and stuff? The girl recorded him or whatever. And you know how they did him, right? Do you think that had anything to do with it, JB?
Oh yeah. He said, but I think his comments was before he take the NFL through this and then the third, he would rather sell and step away. But I mean, he had I don't know, alleged 2 payoffs.
Yeah.
The same type of conduct. So. Yeah. Maybe he need to go get some counsel. I don't see what the point is from touching women 3 times or 4 times less his senior when he probably suffering from ED. I mean, what can you do, man?
Right.
What are you really gonna accomplish? If she said yes, what's gonna happen? You probably just be like, okay, we'll just go chill.
Wait, I don't know. They did that dude
because what could happen?
They did that dude Darnell Sterling pretty dirty though. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I know this was different, but it was about some racial stuff. But I mean, look, they drugged that dude. They took everything from that cat. He didn't walk away. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's straight. I mean,
he ain't hurt, man. Right. He spent hundreds of millions of dollars for a team and got billions back.
Right.
This man, but he can't Jerry Richardson and Donald Sterling are 2 different animals. Okay. Donald Sterling has a history of doing this crap.
Okay.
So the NBA couldn't deal with this anymore. And back to Jerry Richardson. Jerry Richardson took one for the good old boys, because it's like, okay, if this dude's doing it here in Carolina, let's check out these other teams and what they got going on.
Oh yeah, because it's probably gonna be like a domino effect. You know what I mean? But as it stands, and this is the part I don't quite understand. So the NFL is investigating this whole thing. They launched an investigation. So let's say they find some guilt or whatever, some wrongdoing or misconduct or whatever it may be. But this dude doesn't separate himself from the team at this point. What can he do? They're gonna take picks from the team or something like that? They're gonna put him behind the 8-ball when the new ownership come in? Like, I don't know, JB. This one confuses me. I don't understand.
I don't know, man, and that's probably what looms as this out of we don't know about, but obviously for him to make the type of move to step away and sell is pretty concrete and it's pretty damning.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
to say the least.
I definitely agree with that. I don't know. It's a tough time to be a Carolina Panthers fan. I know that for sure. But you know what? It would be in our best interest to go ahead and finish the job this season. At least he can go out on top, right? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Let me ask you a question. Okay, now that we got the situation where we at right now, what you think about Sean Combs' efforts of putting partnership in the team?
Here's the thing about that. Like, and I was on Twitter getting a lot of the Panthers fans' input on this, and it was a lot of silly stuff on Twitter. I mean, like, there's a lot of silly stuff. Like, Panthers fans and other stuff right now. But here's the thing. I did like some of the things he was talking about black people, representing and they know black majority owners and blah, blah, blah. I understand that part, But then I hear, all this other stuff he was talking about, making halftime shows more interesting. And that stuff is dumb to me. I don't care nothing about that. You know what I mean? I want him to put his money up and step away and hire some people to do the executive stuff. He don't need to be in the building at all. You know
Once he got to know one thing is he got to know the name of the team. He said North Carolina Panthers.
North Carolina. Or did they say Charlotte Panthers? Or is it North Carolina Panthers?
No, he said North Carolina Panthers 3 times.
Yeah,
dude, Carolina Panthers. Number 2 for him. Now you know how the good old boy network goes. You actually think they gonna let him up and see where he messed up bad?
He's
when
not
he brought Colin
Kaepernick
in on the conversation.
That's right.
Now they're like, oh no, we ain't gonna bring this fool up in here. Yeah. He got to get 31 other team owners to G for him being in there, and I think it's gonna be a hard hill to climb for him to do that.
Because you know what,
I would love to see it, but
the other side of this is okay. So let's say he get the money together, him and some other people, because he know people. You know, I mean, they've been selling some vodka in the clubs and stuff. I don't know how much money they done made, but I know he ain't made no records or that like that. Yeah, dog. My brother hooked me up with that. But anyway, so let's say he get the money together, but other side of that, even if he has the money to do it, it ain't just like I'm just gonna cut the check and hand it to Roger Goodell, and he gonna give me control of the company. Like Glass said, it's a gang of them dudes, man. It's 31 other old crusty white dudes, and they're gonna be like, nah, they're gonna do everything in their power to stop this from happening. What you think? They want one of their boys to own that team. What you think?
Me? Oh, for sure. Well, if Colin Kaepernick can't get back in, trying to hurdle that wall to throw a football, ain't no way in hell Diddy gonna be owning anything. Right. I think it's gonna be another, a guy that's got, he's gonna come out he's gonna be wealthy from other stuff outside of entertainment.
Yeah.
That's some type of power broker or somebody in Silicon Valley that's got way more than 2.3. It'll be basically pocket change for this new person.
Right. Because I think they said what Diddy was worth like 182 or something like that. He ain't quite at $1 billion yet or nothing like that. We got to wait.
No, he's worth 800.
Oh no, eight something, right? So he close. Mm-hmm. So he got about half the cash. So like
he get good 20-30% of the team.
Yeah,
I'll do that. Because I think Jerry Richards is on what 48%.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So hey.
So I don't know. It's interesting. Me personally, though, just to answer the main question. He needs to sit his ass down somewhere.
Well, you know what? If they happen, another reason they ain't gonna do that. If they happen to give Diddy this team, you know who the number one person gonna be irate?
Who's that?
President Trump.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, he tried to get the team.
Another reason why this ain't gonna happen. Trump might throw
exactly. He tried to get the team in 2014, and y'all gonna let this black man get the team? Oh he be on Twitter for a good month, going off.
Yeah, look, if Diddy got close, Trump will shut that down. Like, you know what? Get them dudes their money. Let's get this done. You know what I'm saying? I don't care that much. Let's get it done. Okay. I think that's like all the big news we had. We talked about Teddy Bridgewater. Marvin Lewis. I'm sorry. Yeah. So listen, we talked about this class. So I think we all three of us are on the same page because we thought it was gonna get fired at the end of the season anyway. Because it's been years and years. They made it to the playoffs. They made it to the playoffs, but they lost. But they made it to the playoffs. Now they ain't making it to the playoffs. Exactly. Right. So we got a problem. So they didn't. They didn't have no contract for him. They're not talking about renewing him. They're not gonna fire him, but they just ain't gonna renew. They're gonna pull the old John Fox and Carolina move on him. You know what I'm saying? The old Tom Coughlin and New York move on him. JB, I'm coming to you first. Because that's your division. You're getting ready to see. And Glass, I'm gonna come back to you because I know what you're gonna say about the boy in Cleveland. But anyway, JB, we might see that this might be the last of Marvin Lewis in your division. What you think about it?
Bye. Goodbye. See you around.
Wow.
You had your time. The hell on out of here. I don't know. It really, if he, he had worn out mediocrity. He worn out good enough. He never ascended to greatness, and that's a bad thing because the NFL is a "what have you done for me lately" type of league. Multiple division winner, got to the playoffs, hosted a couple games at home, never could make a deep run. So, it's gift and the curse of being a head coach in the NFL.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Slim J, I didn't know you was from the other Queen City, bro. I didn't know that. But you was saying that. Look, I thought Marvin, he was like, and me and Glass, we talked about this almost every year. But he was always pretty much the best option in Cincinnati. But, we couldn't see no progress being made. And now, you know, what is this, the second or third year in a row that they even made it to playoffs or whatever? I mean, the second? Okay.
Second.
Look, man, look, if the people were wanting something different, now is really the time to do it. That's why they ain't in no hurry to renegotiate his contract. Glass, what you think about the situation?
I agree with what Slim J said. I think Marvin Lewis just tired of being over there. People ain't listening to him. The team, they shut their ears on him, and they ain't doing what he's saying. They doing some outrageous stuff when they, what was it, last year before last, when they made it, they had Pittsburgh, and they just started doing stupid stuff at the end of the game.
Right.
He just tired of being tired, man. He just want to leave and go try something new. Because I can see him, I can see somebody, just like we always said year by year, somebody going to quickly scoop him up and put them on their team. Hopefully it's the Chicago Bears.
Absolutely, right. And so here's the thing, right? So, you know, me and Brandon was talking about it, and she was like, oh, you and Glass always be arguing about Hugh Jackson or whatever. And, you know, Glass is always like, you know, Hugh Jackson should have stayed his ass in Cincinnati for another couple of years. And he would have, because they were grooming him to be the head coach anyway. But he, you know, he wanted to jump ship. And look, and I still stand by my take on Hugh Jackson in Cleveland. I still stand by that. And I think, you know, but whatever. It's the thing is, he could have been sitting in the catbird seat right now, JB. But he chose to go to Cleveland, and so he got the hand that was dealt. So I don't know. So
we just got no stuff that happened. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, JB.
I just think that, you know, for him, you know, just like a couple of other franchises that we already talked about, or I can mention, dysfunction. I mean, it's through the top, and until you fix that, you'll always end up what you end up, because players feel like they could get away with certain things. There's no way you could have a divisional foe on the ropes in the playoff and all that nonsense from your players. Your starting players start happening. That's just not, that don't make sense.
But, you know, my thing is,
that's a disconnect somewhere.
Okay, he said John Dorsey said Hugh Jackson will return next season. That is crazy. Yeah, that is something I did read that. Well, actually, Lewis came out and denied the allegations or whatever. But I don't know what's going on. But I know ain't no contract in place. So if Dorsey and them got a contract, they keep it in a secret. They ain't really, you know, making it known. But what happened to the team though? These dudes were perennial playoff contenders for like 8. How long? Hold on, because Dalton came in the same year as Cam, right? So it's been about six years or so, 6 or something years.
Yeah, about they've been in the mix and or the top dog within the last 6 years.
Yeah,
6 or 7. So and they never could get it done.
And Anwar is saying 15 years and no playoff wins to show for. So this was going on before Dalton's arrival. So this has been
for sure.
For a while.
Yeah. 15 years.
And so, how long was is Lewis there? Was because he was the second longest tenured coach in the NFL. He's still
right. Carson Palmer was his guy before.
Yeah, that's right. Because he retired and wanted to get out and all this stuff, right? So you know, I don't know. So I always thought the Bengals were a good team, and you know they were always, you know, vying for that division title almost every single year. You know, they were always in the play. You know, you could always count on them to win at least 10 or 11 games. And I'm just saying, the last couple of years, like, I don't know, would you say, Jim, you say that the dudes ain't, because the team ain't changed that much. So you're saying they just stopped listening to them? They just decided, hey.
Well, just at a point, you know, Marvin Lewis' voice started sounding like losses.
Right.
You lose the locker room, and guys like they heard it before. You know, Marvin's gonna start talking about this at this point in the season. In this game, we're gonna go against that, and you can see, you know, not so much collectively, but they just felt like what's been said and at this moment didn't work. So we're gonna try to do something different.
All I know is a lot of personality started kind of, you know, coming through. Like before, they was a little bit suppressed. Like, you know. But I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. It's a sad story for Marvin Lewis, if you ask me, though. Until he.
But you know what? It's just a matter of the window was closing, whether he knows it or not. 15 years is a long run in the first place, so I have to give him credit for that. But then again, you know, why are you on top of the hill? People, you know, other teams picking off your coordinators and stuff like that. You know, Zimmer with the Vikings.
We done lost a lot of coaches.
Hugh and if I'm not mistaken, Washington coach was
Gruden,
from.
He was there too. Yeah, Gruden and
Zimmer
was there together.
So you know, you get all the people, all your coordinators getting picked off. So evidently, it's gonna get weakened, and that window gonna shut even quicker. So I'm glad for Marvin Lewis. This time, turn the page and start somewhere new.
But you know what's weird about that
I think the Mike Zimmer blow was
because I was going to say, because out of the 3 coaches that he lost over the last 3 years, Zimmer's the one that's the most successful right now. You know, so I mean, Hugh ain't just been, and look, it ain't really his. You know, he came into a bad situation, right? And then of course Gruden, you know, he got a lot of crazy, like this season. He showed me a lot of his personality. Like he never pulled that kind of stuff, like, you know, talking all out crazy about the players and stuff, you know, when he was in Cincinnati. But, you know, you go to Washington, talking about, well, I don't know what we're going to do with the quarterback. I don't know. He might not be, you know, crazy stuff, right? And that's why he continued to be around at 8-8 or whatever. Like, I think the last couple of seasons he's been like, what, around 8-8, 7-9, somewhere around there, right? Mm-hmm. So it is what it is. Okay, so listen, man, we got this week and next week, and then, because, Glass, I know we done got rid of a lot of people, right? So.
I think
Tampa Bay is done, right? After
Tampa Bay is done, Packers done. Who else was done this week? Jets were done this week. Bengals. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I had 3 teams up for question, and all 3 got knocked out. So Arizona.
Is P. Real still fighting, man?
Who?
The Chargers. Are they still fighting?
I think that loss KC hurt him, but it hurt him though. It set him back.
Yeah, it hurt him. Yeah, they 7-7. They still fighting though.
They hurt themselves when they lost the game. Not this week, the one last week. They when they lost that game, I was like, that's the one y'all should have won. All right, Glass, break out that playoff picture and let's take a look and see what's going on.
All right, man. Who would you want to do, AFC or NFC?
Let's go ahead and go with the AFC first, because that one is kind of the most. It's got some interesting stuff in it. Let's take that one out.
All right. Well, you know, right now, if the playoffs started now, you got the Patriots and the Steelers at the first round bye. Patriots number 1, 11-3. Steelers number 2, 11-3. You'll have the 6th round going against the 3rd round. So that's the 6th seed going against the 3rd seed. So you had the Bills at Jaguars, which would be interesting.
Very.
5th seed against the 4th seed. You have the Titans going to Arrowhead Stadium to play the Chiefs.
Titans and Chiefs. So the Titans are still around? Are they still around?
Titans are still in 8-6.
Oh goodness. Okay. All right.
The only team that's close to them is JB's Ravens.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because they've been flipped. They flip-flopped the other week. You know. So.
What the Bills? Because did they win?
Oh, the Bills won.
Bills
won. Yeah, they won.
Bills won.
Yeah, because they actually had to clean off all that snow and stuff. I saw it in the background, but yeah. I don't know. So I see that the 1 and 2 flip flop, right, because of that what went down in Lions Field. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know. I just think that who we got the second round would be the divisional round would be the Patriots. It would be matched up with who?
Patriots would be matched up with whoever wins between the Titans and Chiefs. Now they don't want to see the Chiefs.
You know, look, I'm gonna tell you, I think the only team in the AFC right now that's in the playoff picture that really can definitively get rid of the Patriots is the Jags, man. But I don't think they're gonna get a chance to meet up.
I hear everybody saying that. I don't know if I can put my money in because of Bortles. I understand Bortles playing better, but he ain't playing that well.
Bortles ain't throwing an average of like 11 passes per game. I'm just saying, like, what can he really do to hurt the game? You got Leonard Fournette and you got that D. You know, when you do a lot of checking down and all that kind of stuff, like whatever he's been doing to win all them games they've been winning, you know, and they put a lot of points up on somebody one day. I forget who it was. So.
Jags going into Gillette Stadium, coming out of there with a win.
I think if anybody in this playoff scenario can do it, it's them, right? Okay. You know, so you can see somebody like Tennessee going there doing it. You see.
No, I don't think I say the Steelers. But if y'all see the Jags, look, I'm all with it.
I already saw what the Steelers got for the Patriots, JB. I already seen that, and I'm not impressed.
Man, come on.
I'm not either. I think if there's 3 AFC teams that could dethrone both the Steelers and the Patriots. And it's been shown to you this season. It's going to be the Ravens lost to the Steelers by 1 point.
Yeah.
Okay. We saw what KC done to the Patriots open the season up, and we all saw exactly what happened. What the Jags done to the Steelers, 30-9, 5 turnovers by Ben Roethlisberger. Mm-hmm. So you know the writing's on the wall. While everybody paying attention to what's at the top. It's all the teams jockeying at the bottom, and all it takes is one game in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
I agree.
That's it, man. I'm telling you. So look at the comments, though. So PSFU says the pick can make some noise, but don't forget about the Ravens. That's what Jay was talking about. Slim J says Bortles will fold in the playoffs, and Joe was like, Jags don't got much playoff experience. You know, got to have experience in the playoffs to beat the Cheatriots. Well, you do, but you also got a bruising defense and a crazy smash mouth running back. And I'm just saying, I think they got the chops to get it done, man. I think, you know, and I think they feeling themselves right now, and I think they feel like they can do it. You know,
I mean, Jacksonville is pretty damn solid. They got talent. Everybody's paying attention to Fournette and the glaring, maybe mediocre style of quarterback play from Borders, but they got Allen Hurns. There's so many things you can name.
And people always forget this, and it's so recent that I'm surprised that people still questioning what they're doing in Jacksonville when we just saw Denver do this a couple years ago. We just saw this. It's the same exact thing. You know, they got an old, crispy, hobbled, you know, Peyton Manning, and he didn't have to do nothing. And in fact, he didn't do nothing in the Super Bowl.
But at least he had his mindset. He had his brain mentality. I don't know if Bortles could think like that.
He might not be able to. But you know what? As long as he got that pass rush and he got that secondary, I think he's gonna be safe. He got a little bit of a safety net with that defense right there.
Well, he don't have to go into game manager mode because that's how he played his entire career. So they'll be fine, long as he don't just don't feel like he's some Brady or somebody like that. They'll be fine.
Right.
So and I know we'll get into the matchups a little bit later, but I think I was really hoping that either the Chargers or the Ravens got in, because to me that'd make the playoffs so much better on the AFC side if one of them teams were in there. Because we don't need Tennessee in there. We don't need them. We don't need Buffalo in there. We don't need the two teams in there. Like give me Baltimore or the Chargers, and I'm happy with the playoff scenario, right? But I know Chargers, they behind the 8 ball. They're gonna need to be able to take care of these last 2 games, and they're gonna need a lot of help from other people. So I know how that's going. All right, Glass, take us to the NFC.
All right, man. Number 1, number 2 seed, we all know. Number 1 is the Eagles at 12-2, minus Wentz. Number 2 is the Vikings at 11-3. Number 6 seed going against number 3rd seed. So you got the Falcons at 9-5 going up to Los Angeles to play the Rams at 10-4. That's scary.
That's very scary.
Number 5th seed going against number 4 seed. You got the Panthers at 10-4 going to Mercedes-Benz Superdome to play the division rival Saints at 10-4.
I don't like that matchup either. But you know what? Look, JB. I know because you've been in a lot of these scenarios where you don't have to play that divisional team 3 times in one season, 2 times in the regular season, and 1 time in the playoffs. So you know what that's like. For me, and look, I know Panthers fans, they always jump on me when I say this, but I just don't looking at the 2 Saints games from earlier this season. If we have to look, the 2 teams that scare me the most in the playoffs for the Panthers are, I did not want to be matched up with the Vikings, right? And I would definitely rather not have to go into that dome again. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I feel about it, right? That's tough, man. And as far as the Eagles are concerned, I think they amassed a beautiful record, and they did something really beautiful this season, and just like the Cowboys did last year, right? And I think it's gonna be the same outcome. I think we're gonna see these Eagles, especially now since they done been hurt a little bit with their quarterback not being there. And I look, the backup is not bad. You know what I mean? He's been there before. He done his thing, but I don't know, man. I understand that we won against the Vikings, but that was in a regular season game, non-divisional. Did we talk about, the number 2 seed? Just saying they play for home field advantage. I don't know about that. But anyway, what you think, JB? What you think about these matchups?
I never trusted the Eagles. They've been comfortably playing with the lead most of the games that they've won. They won't have that luxury. I'm not saying Nick Foles is awful, but there's some magic in Carson Wentz that set him apart from a lot of guys playing quarterback right now. What a winning record and the belief in you from the coach and the players around you. You could play free. You could take some chances. All them Anglo touchdowns that we saw, they were just 50-50 balls.
Yeah.
But when people believe in you and want to play for you, it's different. I'm not saying they don't feel the same way about Foles. I'm just saying Foles won't take that chance because he want to stay in there.
Right.
So that's a whole nother psychological difference. Plus, it'll be the playoffs, and I just don't see the Eagles being that team. If I'm not mistaken, I hadn't heard about them showing some guts and coming back from a 2-possession deficit late.
No, because they've been playing from
I haven't
most
seen
of
that.
the time.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my point. So I don't know. I don't trust it. As far as everything else, the Saints-Panthers matchup, 4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have gave the Panthers a chance.
Right.
Be honest with you. But I see Worley and Bradbury get multiple picks per game. That's confidence right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Because, them dudes in the secondary Carolina, they've been getting them under since the beginning of the season. And to see them kind of round into form, late in the season it does give hope, and Olsen, came back and made a difference in the game. Carolina is on the uptick, it's just going into that dome again. I would rather not. So Glad, where the Rams at right now?
Rams are in the 3rd seed.
Okay,
They be playing at home in the 1st round.
Oh, okay.
And I can't, I have to give Rams credit just like we give Jaguars credit. They got that defense is legit. They run around with reckless abandon. They know exactly who to get, and they get to them. Goff doing a hell of a job behind center. He got weapons to work with. And let's not even forget about Todd Gurley, who's in the running. I heard in the running for MVP. So Rams is somebody that everybody got to worry about.
Mm-hmm. So it's amazing that 3 of the South teams are in there. And the Falcons, look, they scrapping, and I mean, like I know your boy took a lot of heat last week. Your boy Matt Ryan, Colin Cowherd kind of gave him the business or whatever. But and who was they match up if we was doing it today? Who the Rams? I mean, the
Rams.
Oh yeah,
the Rams.
But it's in Atlanta though, right? It would have been in L.A. Oh yeah,
it would have been definitely. Yeah. But my thing is this: it's hard to be confident in Atlanta because you don't know which team's gonna show up. You don't know which quarterback is gonna show up. You don't know which defense. Only thing constant to me when it comes to that team is Coleman and Adams.
Yeah.
And they just it depends on what the team is deciding to take away from them. He put the game in Matt Ryan's hand.
I mean, listen, you still got Julio Jones too, but I just think Atlanta. Going up to LA.
Well, we seen him throw straight up interceptions back to back, trying to force him to Julio. It ain't his fault. I'm just saying Julio has to be thrown to. Yeah. And that's just it's just not enough for me.
A lot of the media people kind of been laying into Matt Ryan over the last week or so, and but and ain't nobody really pointing at Julio right now, but I think they run the ball really well. And that's a way. If you're gonna go in and beat a team like the Rams, that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to run the ball very effectively. But the Rams can do that too, so I don't know who would win the time of possession game there, because
I know that. The Rams don't give up very many 100-yard rushers,
right?
So you're gonna have to put it in Matt Ryan's hands, and that's probably what they would prefer,
right? So I don't know.
Right, I totally agree. Yeah. But you can see off the Monday night game when they barely squeaked past the Buccaneers. They put everything on Devontae Freeman's shoulders. Mm-hmm. And just like we just saying, the Rams defense ain't going to let that happen. Mm-hmm. No. Right. So they got to find it. Like JB just said, they're going to put it in Ryan's hand, and that's where they're going to lose it.
Okay, so let me look at this because this is getting interesting. Okay, so PGF, you said the Panthers beat the Bucs and the Aints beat the Falcons. The Panthers are locked into that 5th seed and will not move no matter the outcome of the ATL versus Carolina game. So Joe getting a little hype because y'all kind of throwing his Falcons under the bus. Did y'all watch the Falcons versus Vikings game? He say, so the Panthers guys say, look, you guys ain't put up 9 points. And he say, dropped 31 on them in the following week. So listen.
So what happened Monday against the Buccaneers?
Right. I don't know.
Come on, man.
They should have put the Super Bowl on Freeman's shoulders, and they would have rings by now. I
agree.
Well, they needed more than that because they gave up a lot of points.
No. You let the team run you down from what was the score? 20.
They needed more than
28-3.
Yeah,
28-3 No,
I don't know about that. So
I don't know. I just don't feel like they. I mean, if I had to take between the two defenses, which one I would have to make a team one dimensional, I'm going with the Rams defense. Easy. That's easy.
Right. Yeah. I think so too.
All I gotta say is this: Atlanta Falcons won by 1 point against Tampa Bay. Rams went into SeaLink and just put a whooping on the Seahawks.
Look, they made the Seahawks look like chumps. They
come on.
Now, granted, I know when you get ready to go. I know what's going on with Seattle right now.
They're a depleted team,
right?
For sure.
They're a depleted team. So, and Russell Wilson was still doing his thing. I'm just saying, but look, they look. All the Rams did was show a little bit of power, right? They just showed, they flexed a little bit. That's all they did. And that was for Philly. That was like, listen, I know everybody, the national spotlight is in Philadelphia right now, but look what we doing out here. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. They look at that feeling like, what, you got us last time. I'm wiping my nose, but come back over here again and see what happens.
I know that we talking about Seattle was depleted because of injuries, but the Rams been serving ass women's like that all year, just about. So I can't really say injury was the reason why. I think it would have happened no matter who was in there.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, look, they were clicking that day though, up in SeaLink. Though. Yeah. I'm saying that was something nice to see. Okay,
I had to make sure I was watching the right game.
I know.
Seahawks they playing anyway.
Okay. So listen, we got a little bit of time, so let's go ahead and I know we got some good matchups this week because we getting down to the nitty-gritty. We ain't got no. Look, this is like week 16. We should have a good.
I had scraped about the bowl to find these three.
Oh, okay.
First one we're gonna say just off of ish and giggles. Bills at Patriots.
No, we're up first. Glass against the Colts Saturday night. Oh, anyway, go ahead.
Wait.
Baltimore Ravens.
No, we're just doing top three, right?
No, look.
Okay.
Look, so now you pulling the glass right now. This is what you doing right now, Jake.
I know. I'm talking like
versus
what?
Indy and Jacoby Brissett.
Okay. Look, you're right. Because the last time Glass did this, it took a hell of a loss. So forget about that game, man.
Right. You know? And y'all don't need no L's right now. Y'all fight. Y'all gotta know. You know?
Right. So Glass, my bad. Continue, my man.
Bills against Patriots. I know y'all might say Patriots. I'm gonna go give a chance to the Bills, man. They got an axe to grind. They barely up in there. They got nothing to lose against the Patriots.
Listen,
and White got payback on Gronkowski.
And listen, the Bills puff their chest out against the Patriots, though. You know what I'm saying? They do. They you know, and they.
LaShawn McCoy gonna like before we go out, we gonna take y'all with us.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't necessarily pick Buffalo, but I think that'll be a hell of a game, though. I think it'll be. I think. And what are they playing at in Boston?
They playing at Gillette Stadium.
I'm
going with Buffalo. I know y'all go with the Patriots, but I'm just gonna show y'all how this stuff works.
Wow,
JB?
I don't know if I can go against the Patriots, though. But I think the Bills will show up, though.
The Patriots been looking, but they've been as lucky as Pittsburgh lately, man. I'm going with the Bills, man. Just because it's bad blood.
Wow,
it's bad blood, and they want, and actually need it. I mean, what better game to have?
Listen, I rolled the dice last week, and I paid for it 3 times in the Pick'em League because this week, I rolled the dice and I was like, you know what, this look kind of sketchy, but I don't know. Okay, so what's the next one, Glass?
We got NFC South Division rivals, Falcons going up to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome to play the Saints.
Wow.
And
look, I'm gonna say this first because I don't want certain people to have. I wish a certain individual was in the building today.
Don't be worried about other people.
But I gotta say this though because this is the way I really feel. I really, 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 really want somebody to shut these Saints down. I mean, all I need to do is lose one time because you know what? They put the sweep on us, right? So and then we can do about that, right? But only way we can kind of get over them now is they got to suffer a division loss. And listen, I'm gonna be one of the biggest Falcons fans this week. You know what I'm saying? Because I want them to get the job done. You know what I'm saying, JB? I want them to get it done. Because I know
is it Saints Vikings or Saints Falcons?
Saints Falcons, right?
Saints Falcons.
So listen, because I know we can beat the Falcons. I know we can beat them, right? I know that can happen, right? And I'm just saying, Joe, we can beat y'all, right? But it's just we have some trouble with the Saints. So, what you
got worried about, Joe? Don't worry about Joe. Hey, Joe, let me tell you something, man. They got 2 Pro Bowl running backs. I want to see y'all stop them. That's all I got to say.
Kamara
I'm going with the Saints.
Okay. And JB, what you going to go with?
And Ingram.
I'm going with the Falcons. They need this one. If they lose, they are all but out.
Yeah. They are. I mean, so they need this win. I mean, listen. I think New Orleans can take an L right here and still be okay. You know what I'm saying? But
so y'all telling me if they lose this week against the Falcons, they got to roll up the dump truck.
So wait a minute. Yes.
Falcons, yes.
So wait. They won the last meeting against the Saints on an interception at the end of the game. Right. The Falcons end up with the ball. Oh man. Yo, I'm gonna have to think about that one, bro. Well, I just picked the Falcons.
Listen, Anwar just brought one up.
Because that's the game where Matt Ryan threw all the interceptions in. Yeah, so I don't know. And it was to Lattimore too. He was wrecking that game.
Yeah. So listen, look, the Saints swept us, and and Joe is saying, look, they trying to pull the brooms out on the Saints, and I mean, look, they can do it. You know what I mean? But Anwar said that the Ravens and Bills win. Ravens take the 6th seed from them because of the common opponent's tiebreaker. So look, that's good for you, JB. So Panthers guy said, not Kamara out for good this time, Joe. And I don't want nobody to get hurt. But I'm just saying, but look, Kamara's that dude is a beast.
He was killing him before he got concussed. He was hurt.
Yep.
So it is what it is. But look.
Hey, I'm a retract Glass, and I'm going with the Saints, man.
I ain't got no choice. I have to go with the Falcons this week. I got to do it. Just to see the Saints. Look, because I think once you get them stumbling a little bit, I think they're gonna be hitting on that. You know, so you got to knock them off their peg a little bit. And I think
we're talking about the Falcons.
No, I'm talking about the Saints. No, I think the Falcons can go in there and get that done, man. They done it already. We couldn't get it done, so they can do it. All right, go ahead.
I just don't foresee a sweep.
Right.
I can't believe you sitting over here with pom-poms for this.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Listen,
you ain't got to do it, man.
It ain't got nothing to do with them. It's more me being a Panthers fan than anything else. You know, I don't care nothing about no Falcons, man. Look, I want them to go ahead and beat the Saints so we can go ahead and finish putting the foot in them and their ass. So it's all gravy. I just need them to get this done.
You know? All right, man.
They're not gonna come through out there. They ain't gonna come through for you, man. Your division foes do they never do you any favors.
I know.
Don't come be in front of your house Monday morning, bro. Because you be back.
Because you know, if they take an L this week, they done. It's over. You know, it's done. All right, go ahead.
Last game, Raiders at Lincoln Financial play the Eagles.
Who that again?
Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
Going up to Lincoln Financial play the Philadelphia Eagles.
Man, please. Listen, the Raiders can try. You know what I mean? But I just nah. I'm going with the Eagles on this one, JB. Where you at?
All right.
Eagles, man.
Yeah.
Especially if Gene Tessitore is reffing the game. They're gonna probably lose.
That's your boy. You know what I'm saying?
I have to agree. I'm gonna go with the Eagles, man.
Okay. All right. And was that all of them?
That's it.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's all I can scrape out the bottom of the pan.
That's okay. That's all I would say. Raiders have been a huge disappointment. They've been a disappointment since the quarterback got hurt at the end of the season last season. So their window was very, very. It wasn't really open that long anyway. So. You know, they had a real little short amount of time to get that done, and they couldn't get it done. So.
And ain't Sean Smith got some type of aggravated assault case? He won't be there. They never addressed the secondary issues. They went and got Marshawn Lynch when they already had Latavius Murray.
Right.
They ain't addressed the secondary at all. That's probably why the reason they are what they are right now.
Yeah.
Where's Latavius Murray? Ain't he in Minnesota?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, they're gonna miss that.
What about your Dallas Cowboys, man? What about your boys? The Dallas Cowboys. Them your bands now. Your boys.
Who?
Look,
he must be talking about you, JB. Hey, look, I can't stand the Cowboys.
I talked to a couple of Cowboys fans, and they still say they going to the playoffs.
With Ezekiel back there? Oh, because Ezekiel gonna come the same today.
Yeah.
Who they playing this week?
You know what? I wouldn't actually mind, not seeing it. I mean, I hope that because
Zeke said he came out there, he's gonna be 140. He said he's gonna put.
Well, this is all Roger trying to stop them and promote something else. So shit, I hope it.
They're playing the Seahawks this weekend.
Yeah. So he said Clemson, Alabama. It's look. Clemson, Alabama. Clemson, Alabama win. Clemson. I think they playing each other this weekend.
Yeah. Whoever win between them two gonna win the playoffs. Hey, we talked about this last. Who asked that question?
Panthers guy. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think it was here.
Anyway, look, the show has been amazing. Yeah. Look, we barely got it together because we had all type of issues, but it's all good though. Look, we got the show up and running just in the nick of time, and I want to thank you guys for coming out and checking us out like y'all always do. Y'all guys have our back just like we got y'all. So look, we're gonna continue to bring y'all the good stuff as long as y'all support us. Glass, it's a pleasure. Go ahead and put yourself over for the good peoples out there in the YouTube land. As always, man, I appreciate you guys. We got it together, put it together. Good episode. I know I go against you guys out there in the Twitter land and the ones that joined the show on YouTube and Periscope, but ain't nothing but love, man. I got my opinion, you got your opinion. It's all good, man. All good. But I want to wish you guys Merry Christmas on behalf of GOATjr Sports and Teamboydtv. As always, if you don't see me here on Teamboydtv Live, you can check me out at GOATjr Sports, place where you get your sports the way you want it. We on Spreaker. Search for GOATjr Sports Media. We got all our shows there, 2 cent deposit, our NFL weekly picks. You can check me out on Twitter at GOATjr Sports. You can check out my partner in crime, Brandon, at LED412. Check out the blog page at GOATjrsports.wordpress.com. And if you want to get in contact with me, Joe, Anwar, all y'all out there, I ain't scared of y'all. Hit me up on the email at GOATjrsports2. That's number 2 at gmail.com. Wow. Bam. Wow. Look, you be trying to beef for people. Look, I need either Joe or Aries. Look, I don't. No. Yeah. You know what I need? I need Joe, Aries, all y'all. Y'all lose, come back. Come talk to me. Y'all be coming when y'all and y'all check your team winning. Y'all come see me and try to check me. Come see me when y'all team get blown out. Yeah, they'll pull a what's the name, Saints Uptown or D1
Ghost
or D1 because
D1, especially D1.
D1 came out the woodworks when they have a big win, and we don't see them no other time.
Exactly.
Good show next week. Going to be interesting to see what happens this weekend. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. I feel you, Panthers guy. All right, JB, it's your turn, man. Go ahead and put yourself over for the good folks out there, man.
Just real quick, appreciate being here. Thanks for putting the show together on the fly, Q. I have been waiting around since about 7:30. So I'm good for y'all.
Clap for this man, please.
Anyway, man, thanks for all of the support, new subscribers, new people watching. Share it with your friends. Mm-hmm. They invite for another chair on the show, multiple chairs, if you want to. Yeah. Always here. I don't know if you got the personality to be in front of the camera, but if you so do, feel free. Anyhow, you can always find me here or on Twitter. I'll be definitely tweeting this Saturday because the Ravens are up. So on Twitter at Raven Shogans.
There you go. Hey, Glass Joe said, Glass has yet to prove me wrong. So look, I ain't been keeping score, so I can't.
Do I have you on Twitter, Joe?
I'm pretty sure you do.
Joe, come look. You know where I'm at, man. Come look at me, man. We go back and forth all game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. Because he was one of the first ones to clown you when y'all took that big L to the Giants. I think I remember seeing that on Twitter.
Hey, that's still funny to me, though.
What's that?
Hey, Glass, you know what? It rained all day around here, man. And you know what brightened my spirits?
Oh, look. Bronco Fanatic 97 came in on the tail end of the show. Like, I didn't get a chance to clown this guy. I always hear
what up, Bronco?
Glass, you know what brightened my day on this gloomy, rainy day?
What was that?
What brightened your day, man?
Just think about how Eli Manning came in there and destroyed y'all.
Beat him down like
put a smile on my face, man.
So that would brighten your day. Something that happened a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Hey. Actually, it's the look on your face every time I mention it, man.
It's the little things, Glass. It's the little things.
You don't like that. Anyway, man, last to go, bro.
I want to thank all y'all people for coming out, man. Like, definitely appreciate all the support, man. And look, I love the arguments in the comment section. Y'all be going at it. It's all good. And you guys, y'all been hanging with us for quite a while, and I definitely appreciate it. Catch us on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. During all the games, we'll be tweeting and clowning, and like we always do. You can follow me at Teamboydtv if you haven't already. And we can get into some football talk, man. Until next week, we will catch y'all, man, because next week is the season finale, right? Yeah. Yep. So this will be pretty good. Then we get into some playoff. And listen, I'm putting this out there right now so y'all can understand what's going on. The playoff special, we won't guess. I'm just telling you, I won't guess. Hit me up before Tuesday every week, and we'll set it up. Anyway, we'll catch y'all next week. Y'all take it easy. Stay real. We out. Peace.